I would like to convey a message to Honorable Shwe Lu Maung, Member of the Parliament, People's Representative in Myanmar. Yes, I read the news that he asked the Parliament to properly investigate and do good research, or I would say scientific research, into Rohingya issues, their existence and history, their rights, etc. That's good. That's very good. He also requested Nobel laureate Bishop Tutu to help solve the problem of the Rohingyas and related issues, including this Muslim-Buddhist hostilities, etc. And he also wrote letters to President U Tin Sen, to the Prime Minister of Thailand, Secretary General of ASEAN, also to the United Nations, also to the United States, to help solve these hostilities and the conflicts with the Rohingyas and the religious hostilities in Myanmar. That's good. We in the United States would like to solve this problem peacefully for the benefit of mankind, for common humanity. Yes, for common humanity. We have to solve the problem so that everybody can live in peace in the interest of the common humanity. So, with that concept of common humanity, I would like to convey the message to Honorable Shwe Lu Maung. Yes, sir. Honorable Shwe Lu Maung, I am with you in your struggle. I will stay side by side. I will stand side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and exchange the views. That's all the best we can do, because decision has to be made by you and by the people of Burma. But we, international community, can also fit in with our views and our opinions to help solve the problem, because this is not only the Myanmar problem, it is problem of the common humanity, problem of mankind. So you might have to go for a long struggle and long movement, just like Martin Luther King Jr. of the United States. He was a great personality, leader of the civil rights movement, also Nobel Peace Laureate, and a very peaceful and non-violent movement of the modern days. He is a great personality. So you might have to bring up this, your Rohingya problems, Rohingya issues, as a civil rights movement in Myanmar. So before you go for this civil rights movement, following the footsteps of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., I would like to try to analyze the issues and the problems of this Rohingya crisis. It is a crisis, international crisis. It has crossed the borders of Myanmar. It is a question of common humanity and human rights. So when I try to analyze this, when I analyze Rohingya issues, I find three factors. One, it says that Rohingya do not exist in the history. Now, this historical issue is one, history, number one. Number two, they say that they are not Rohingyas, you are not Rohingyas, even though you say standing, I am a Rohingya. Honorable Shwe Lu Maung is Rohingya. They say, no, you are not a Rohingya, you are the Bengali illegal immigrant. Well, saying that illegal immigrant problem. But I might find it. Rohingyas are the most indigenous, aboriginal people who has been residing in this coastal area of Burma 100,000 years ago, from the time of the first human settlement, according to the out of Africa human migration around the world. Very old population. The oldest population in this coastal area of India subcontinent and Southeast Asia, Burma, Thailand, Malay, Indonesia, etc. That is the oldest population. They are descendants of this oldest population the Rohingya people are. According to the out of Africa human migration evidence, based on the population genetics and anthropological genetics, very scientific. And Indo-Aryan people and this Mongolian, Tibeto-Burman speaking people are the later migrants into this coastal zone area. I would talk about it later. I would discuss about it later. Because they said that these Rohingyas are Bengali and they speak the dialect of the Bengali. No, they do speak Indo-Aryan language, yes. That doesn't mean that it is a Bengali. Indo-Aryan language family is very big. You know, we have the Indo-European language, big three, phylum. Then under that we have got the Indo-Aryan languages. And Rohingya speak, Chakma also speak Indo-Aryan languages, not Tibeto-Burman language. And this language they speak is pre-Bengali, not post-Bengali. So it is not a dialect of Bengali. It is a proto-Bengali or pre-Bengali. So Rohingyas settlement in that area is earlier than Bengali people. I will talk about it. Very, very ancient people. These people are Rohingya people. I will talk about it. There's a factor. 2, you are not Bengali. You are much earlier than Bengali people. Bengal existed into existence only about 12th century. Just like Myanmar came into existence with a king and orator in about 12th century, Bengal also came into existence only in 12th century. But your settlement in this area, Arakan Coast area, is much, much earlier. Another one is the Rangers happen to be the Muslims, and they are worried that Burmese are worried that Muslims are invading their country and trying to convert all the Buddhists into Islam. That is not logical, because Muslims are only about 5% of total population. Muslims should be afraid that they could be converted into Buddhism by the Buddhist majority. Well, I'm a humanist, you know. I live with a common humanity and I am a biological scientist. So anyway, this is a religion. One is a religion issue. So I want you to handle this religious conflict and religious hostility first before you go for the civil rights movement. Well, yes, I want you to handle these religious hostilities and religious conflict first. So this is my suggestion to you, Sir Honorable Shwe Lu Maung. Please go for a Geneva Convention on the religious conflicts or religious issues. Because it has to be handled internationally. It is not confined to Myanmar. You know, you go everywhere. Go to Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, China, India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, Egypt, United States, Europe. Religious conflicts are everywhere. And if you go back to the history, religious wars are everywhere. And I have written a book about this Muslim-Buddhist war, because it has to be stopped. You know, we have to end the war. We have to make a treaty of ending the religious wars. For example, in the case of the Muslim and Buddhist, you know, the King Ashoka the Great spread Buddhism. It reached even to Egypt, Persia, Saudi Arabian continent, Egypt. So this Lahore, Afghanistan, Pakistan areas are Buddhist area, but under Ashoka the Great. Then by 6th and 7th century Muslims came in and occupied this area. And Buddhists are unhappy. Muslims are happy. Wow, now we have a lot of Muslims. Then Genghis Khan came in and destroyed every Muslim settlement. And Muslims are unhappy. And Buddhists are happy. Where are there we are. Then the grandchildren and grandson of Genghis Khan became a Muslim and married with a Persian princess and started a Mughal empire and invaded India. And the Turks came in and destroyed Nalanda in revenge of what Genghis Khan did to their country in Turkey and Persia. Endless revenge, tit for tat. The Bengal was, as you know, the Buddhist center. Now all Buddhists disappeared, and now Muslims are here, and Burma is afraid. Oh, Muslims are coming. Very logical. Very logical. So you have to start that, well, how to keep this religious wars stopped, to end conflict and fear. So you must have the Geneva Convention for that. Geneva Convention including all the countries, all the religious groups, subgroups. You know that in Islam there are many religious groups. In Buddhism, though, they have got a Theravada, Hinayana, Mahayana, Tibetan Buddhism, and so many branches. Also in Christians. So many sects in India itself, more than 100 religions in India. So all religions, to cover those, you should have a Geneva Convention on the religious issue. And everybody should be abiding to that Geneva Convention. Very important. That is the only way to stop the religious war, bring to peace, accord. You can do it because you are a member of the parliament.